Hey everyone, welcome back to another AE tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my Enderpearl effect. There are lots of ways to do this, but this is the way I do it and the way I think it looks best. I've experimented with a couple different ways, but this is by far my favorite way of doing it, and it's pretty easy to do, so this tutorial won't take long. Anyway, see you guys in the video. Peace. Okay, so now that we're in AE, basically all I've done is I've imported some PNGs and then just put some black bars over it. Done nothing else because this is just for the tutorial. If you were actually making an intro with the Enderpearl effect though, obviously you'd have more stuff. But for this tutorial I just have these two things for now. So as we scroll through the intro, we can see the Enderpearl is right here. And you can see teleports right around here. So what we want to first do is we want to create a new adjustment layer. And we can just rename this to like Enderpearl effect or something. It doesn't really matter as long as you remember what this is. Now what you want to search up is optical flares. We're going to drag it on this effect here, and then we're going to get, obviously it's going to show up on the screen, but it's going to have a black background, so all we have to do is change this adjustment layer to screen. And you can do this with a solid too. It doesn't have to be an adjustment layer. The same thing would go as if you were making a solid. You could just drag it on here and then you can do screen, and it's exactly the same effect, so it doesn't really matter which one you do, although sometimes it's brighter on the solid, so I usually like to do a solid, but it really doesn't matter either way. So actually I'm gonna do a solid here real quick. Just drag this on screen, and there we go. Let me rename this, just name it Enderpearl. Alright, so now we have the optical flares, and as we can see we have the brightness, the scale, position, we've got all these effects. But first, before we do anything, this does not really look like an Enderpearl, like what light an Enderpearl would produce. So I'm going to click options here, and it's going to bring up this menu. So I'm just going to drag this right here, and what we want to do is literally, there's X's next to every kind of light effect, so I'm just going to turn them all off. So you want to get rid of every single effect. And then over here, you've got the lens objects. So all you want to do is you want to click glow, and you'll have a glow. And that's pretty much it. So now you want to hit OK, and now you've just got this glow. Now obviously this isn't the final, so we want to change the color to kind of a purplish. So I usually do, because if you change it too dark, it's going to be like really vibrant, which I don't like this color at all. So I usually like to do a more light tint like that. That looks a lot better. Also careful not to drag the layer. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go to exactly where he teleports. So as you can see, the Enderpearl's in the air here, and then this frame is where he teleports. So we can go to this frame and we can literally cut this layer by doing Control-Shift-D, and we'll cut the layer, and we can just delete this first part so that the Enderpearl effect won't show up before. So now we want to go here, and we want to select this so we get this pop-up. And we want to keyframe the position XY, and we can use this little center thing to drag it over to him. And obviously it's a bit small, so I usually like to make it bigger, so I want to keyframe the brightness and the scale also. Now you can kind of just fiddle with this until you get it how you like it, but I usually like to go pretty big for the first keyframe. Also, we want to make sure this is under our black bars. So there we go. And then all you want to do is you want to go like not too far, maybe like that much, and you want to just change these to 0. That way it's gonna get smaller. Actually, no, what we might want to do is we might want to just change the brightness to 0 and keep the scale the same. It pretty much does the same effect. Now, as we can see, when it's getting less bright, it's also moving away from the character. So this is what we keyframed our position XY for. So we just want to go a little bit until it's kind of off his body, and there's this little button here which you can press, and it brings up this big like crosshair, and you can just select here to bring in the middle of his body, or you can just move this around. So we want it to be right here, and as we keep going through, we want to make sure that this is in the center of his body. So I can move this over still a little bit more. And we can always adjust this if it doesn't look good. If it's like too slow, we can always adjust it, which I think it might be. So I'm gonna hit B to kind of bring in this workspace, and let's preview this, and we'll see. So actually I think that's fine, but I feel like it should be a little bit bigger at the beginning. So I'm gonna hit U here, go to this first keyframe, and I'm gonna just kind of ramp this up a little bit. There, now let's see, because it's quick, so even if it covers the whole screen, it's gonna be a quick like that. So let's see. Perfect, looks good to me. See how the Enderpearl comes in, and then boom, there's a flash, and then he's there. So it's pretty easy. That's essentially it. Sometimes I add like a turbulent displace or something, but most of the time I just keep it like that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If there's any other tutorials you'd like me to do, just comment down below and I will try to get to them. I'm kind of busy, so it's not guaranteed. I've got my main channel, my second channel, and this channel to all regulate, so it's kind of hard to put out consistent videos. But if you want a tutorial made, just let me know and I'll try my best to make it happen. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.